the GoPro today only because it takes so much effort to actually fiddle around with the DSLR. The DSLR is down there. There it is. And back on the CB750, that is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try doing this episode in GoPro. I know that I've kind of changed the DSLR to get the better production finishes, but it's kind of getting stagnant at the moment. I'm in front of the same wall. I'm either in front of that wall or this wall here, which, I mean, I don't mind because it's got my little plaque in there for the Honda CX500. That's me when I was about 7 there. That's me on a little 50cc with an open face helmet there. Of course, the Bike Shed London bracelet pass thing that I had on there. And of course, there's that wall there. But I'm going to try something a bit different. I'm going to try filming it this way. But, so, CB750 engine. Where I last left it, it had one of the camshafts loosely in place. But I then figured out cleaning my worktop, which was there. Looks a little bit cleaner. I've got the wiring harness there. That bit's a lot cleaner now. We have, that's fallen. That always falls. I've got all these little bits there for obviously the camshaft holders and everything. Found this little piece there. It's a cam chain guide, which I forgot to put in. So then I had to take the entire cylinder head off. I've put this, I know that this doesn't go on first, this needs to go underneath the rocker cover, but I've put it here just so I don't lose it, just so I know where it is. I don't want it to get any dirtier. Since then, torqued up all these, like I said, the cylinder head came off, the exhaust came off, put the new cam chain guide in there. It's all gone back in. These are all torqued now, they're all torqued to perfection. Today's episode is taking the points cover off. I need to take the points cover off because I need to make sure that the engine pistons 1 and 4 are top dead center. That's where we get our timing alignment. So everything obviously needs to align. You don't want piston valve contact. The best way to do that is to know that you've got some kind of reference to go off. Obviously it's a twin cam 16 valve on this, and there's another, so this is a bit different. On the GS550 down there, on the GS550, you just have one cam chain that goes around the crankshaft and then around both cams. On this, you've got 2 chains. So you've got one going up the exhaust cam, and then you've got a second chain then, which is this one here, which then goes around the intake cam. That's today's job. This is where I could not live without this guide. These are just printouts because obviously I've got such dirty fingers that I end up messing everything up. But this is perfect, so it tells you exactly what to do. The T mark, which is T for top dead center, 1 and 4, that's going everywhere. And then punch marks on the exhaust cam needs to align like that. On the GS550, it tells me how many teeth I need to count from the exhaust cam to the intake cam, but on this, not yet, but let's try it what it says on here. And now I've got the cam in place, got that on. I mean, it's a bit slack at the moment, but that is because we've got this tensioner all the way fastened up here. So around there are the little bolts to release it. That's still slack. Once that's, once everything's in place, then I can release the tensioner and then it'll spring into place. But that was a bit tricky to get on. Got half of it on first and then wind up the rest, and then the rest goes on. I mean, you can take this sprocket off with these bolts, but to be honest, I didn't really fancy doing that. I just wanted to do it this way. But now I need to put the intake cam on. It's back onto position 1 and 4 down there. This little loose chain is here, ready to go on, and the cam's up there. looking at this now, so we have the second camshaft in place, brackets F and L are in, and then there's 3 brackets on the exhaust camshaft. Looking at this now, I've got F and L, and now I need G and K. K and which one was that? G and K. K, and now G. Yeah, that's G. And then on here, inside here, you've actually got J, K. You've got little numbers inside these little areas here. G, that's G, obviously. We've got F and G. Clean those up and then put a dab of a sand review on them. So I've loosely put, in fact, I've so loosely put these, I've not actually put any lubricant on them yet. But I just wanted to see how everything went before I did that. So I've got this little bracket that goes in there, that just sits there. These two, however, which is the reason why I haven't lubricated them yet or done anything to them yet, these two are pretty important. There are oil lines going through these. So in there, and you can see that little pattern just on the cam there, there's a little indent groove. There are oil lines. So your oil line goes from the bottom of your crankcase up through this pipe here, in through that banjo bolt, into this camshaft holder bracket there, which is exactly the same as this. That has 2 oil holes. Then it goes up through here, uses this little oil pipe, which is clear. That's one thing you need to make sure. Make sure that all your pipes and everything, anything that carries oil is clear. That's clear. Then goes back down into this and pumps oil into that, and this is what lubricates your cams. Very important. And there we have it, the CB750 is complete. Obviously, the one thing I do need to go into there is a new rotor and everything. So that's another video, that's going to be the electrical video, because obviously it's the electrical side of things. I'm going to leave that until now. Need to wire everything in. Make sure that those 2 banjo bolts are tight as well. That's another thing I need to do. As far as the engine rebuild is concerned, that is ready. I need to put the cover back on there. Do that in another video. Sorted. So that is it. I've got something on the lens, hang on. That is all for this video. It's getting dark outside. I've not had a proper weekend of doing this. Pretty much my life at the moment is building at night. It's nice to have an actual day to work on these bikes. So it's getting dark out there now. Springtime is slowly creeping in, but one thing is for sure, that this CB750 is coming along nicely, and it's coming along on time as well. So I am going to be submitting this to the bike shed in a couple of weeks. Hopefully it'll get accepted. It's there's a lot of people going to be submitting to the bike shed, and if they think that the CB750 is worthy of a place at the shed row, brilliant. Fingers crossed that they will. So this is going to go as a submission. The tank will be on your screens in the next couple of weeks, so that is being polished down at the moment. Same as this rear cowl here, although it's going to be polished even more than that. I've only just made a start on that, but the tank is being polished, and we've got some amazing decals, so hopefully they'll be here next week. I can put those decals on the tank here. You may have seen from my Instagram shots. If you haven't, then follow my Instagram. There's daily snaps of that and live updates of everything that goes on. As well, visit fortheworldindustries.com if you want to buy yourself some merchandise, and also more importantly, subscribe to this channel and you'll be kept up to date with all these bikes. So we've got the Ducati there, which is going to be starting, probably March time. I'll start working on that. CX500, which is going to be more riding videos of that. We've got the Myco coming up, the 490, so that's going to be started as well in early spring. A restoration job on that. We're seeing the GS550 as well on the road. I'm still waiting for the documents, the tax documents to come through on that, and the colour change as well. So once they're back in, I can take the GS550 out and finish that whole video series, so that'll be a nice end to that video series. All these bikes to come. So until the next video, ride safe, and I'll see you then.